Welcome to Le Podcast de Philippe. Ready for a deep dive into something pretty wild.
I'm all ears.
Okay, so get this. What if AI, artificial intelligence, could experience something like dementia?
Whoa.
Really? Yeah. Researchers are looking into it, and it's pretty fascinating stuff.
Okay, I'm definitely intrigued. What kind of research are we talking about here?
So there's this study published in the British Medical Journal. They basically took a standard cognitive test, the kind they use for humans,
Right.
and they used it to evaluate the abilities of popular AI chatbots.
Like ChatGPT in those?
Exactly. ChatGPT, Google's Gemini, the whole gang. We're going to explore the results, what they could mean for AI going forward, and why you should even care.
Sounds like a plan. Let's dive in.
So this whole idea of AI dementia, it's kind of mind-blowing, right?
Mm.
How do researchers even test for something like that? I mean,
Yeah, it's a good question. Well, they use something called the Montreal Cognitive Assessment, or MoCA for short.
oh, God.
It's designed to spot cognitive problems in humans. It looks at things like memory, attention, problem solving, the usual suspects.
So they gave these AI chatbots a test
Huh.
made for humans. What'd they find?
The results, they were fascinating. Some of the newer chatbots, like ChatGPT 4.0, did surprisingly well.
Really?
Yeah, they scored 26 out of 30, which is considered normal for a person. But then you've got others, like Gemini, way behind with the 16. Big cognitive gaps there.
Wow, yeah, that's a huge difference. What were the AIs struggling with the most? What kind of tripped them up?
It's interesting, actually. They really had trouble with visuospatial skills, like drawing a clock, and also tasks involving what we call executive function,
Executive function, okay.
connecting numbers and letters in a sequence.
Okay, I'm starting to see the connection here. Those are the same areas where humans with cognitive decline have issues.
Right.
Right.
It's like there's a parallel there.
But hold on, are we really saying that AI is getting dumber? I thought they were constantly learning and improving.
Well, here's where things get really interesting. They found that older versions of the chatbots actually performed worse than the newer ones.
So the age of the AI matters.
Potentially, yeah. It suggests there might be a correlation between AI age and a decline in certain cognitive abilities.
That's a little unsettling. I mean, if AI, which is supposed to be cutting-edge technology, shows signs of decline, what does that say about its reliability? Especially in fields like healthcare, where it's being used more and more.
That is a crucial question and definitely something we need to look into further. This research gives us some really interesting insights.
Yeah.
That it's important to remember it's still early days.
Right.
We can't definitively say that AI is experiencing true dementia.
So where do we go from here? What are your thoughts on these findings? I mean, how do they shape our understanding of AI's capabilities and limitations?
Well, it definitely raises some interesting questions, about the long-term trajectory of AI development. It's a reminder that even with all the progress we've made, we're still working with these complex systems that we don't completely understand.
It's almost like we're seeing a parallel to human aging, but in the digital world.
Right.
If AI can show these signs of decline, it makes you think about the implications for using it long term.
Yeah, that's a good point. And it highlights the importance of ongoing research and development, We need to focus not just on making AI smarter, but also on making sure it's robust and resilient over time.
This research could lead to new ways of training AI, right? Maybe we need to start figuring ways to strengthen those areas where they've shown weaknesses, like those visuospatial and executive function skills we talked about.
Exactly. And maybe there are things we can learn from how we handle cognitive decline in humans.
Oh, interesting.
Like, could there be AI versions of cognitive therapy or brain training exercises? It's a really fascinating avenue to explore.
It really shows how connected different fields are. We tend to think of AI as its own separate thing. But this research suggests there could be valuable insights to be gained from fields like neuroscience and cognitive psychology.
Absolutely. The more we learn about both the human brain and its artificial counterparts, the more we realize how much they can inform each other.
Yeah.
This study could really open doors for some exciting new collaborations between AI experts and researchers in those fields.
This deep dive has definitely given me a lot to think about.
Me too.
Seems like the more we learn about AI, the more questions we uncover. It's exciting and a little bit daunting at the same time.
That's the nature of scientific discovery, right?
Yeah.
It's a constant evolution of understanding. And sometimes the most unexpected findings lead to the most groundbreaking advancements.
Before we wrap things up, I want to bring this back to our listeners. What are your thoughts on this idea of AI potentially showing signs of cognitive decline? Does it change how you see AI's capabilities and its role in our future?
Well, it's definitely a conversation we should be having. especially as AI becomes more and more a part of our lives. We need to find that balance between the excitement of new technology and thinking critically about it too.
Right? We can't just blindly adopt new technology without considering what could go wrong.
And what I find really interesting is that this research opens up these whole new possibilities for collaboration.
How so?
Well, just imagine, AI experts working together with neuroscientists, cognitive
Oh, I
psychologists.
see what you're saying. Learning from each other, trying to better understand both the human brain and these artificial brains we're creating.
Exactly. It's pretty exciting when you think about the possibilities.
This has been a really incredible deep dive. So many things to think about.
Hmm.
Any final thoughts for our listeners before we wrap up?
Yeah, here's something to ponder. If AI can show these signs of decline, could it also be trained to recover, to improve? Could there be some kind of digital rehabilitation for AI? It's a question worth exploring, I think.
That's a fantastic point to end on. Thanks for joining us on this journey into the world of AI and this whole digital dementia thing.
It was my pleasure.
And to all our listeners out there, don't forget to subscribe to Le Podcast de Philippe on YouTube for more deep dives into the latest scientific discoveries. Until next time.